Good morning, children. So we'll continue with the dimensions, errors, units, and a few more things there, like significant figures also we'll see today, rounding of numbers, etc. First of all, regarding error estimation, we'll see a few more simple problems apart from the sums I mentioned yesterday regarding error in the measurement of surface area of a sphere, volume of a sphere, etc. Knowing the error in the measurement of radius, we had the formula 4 pi r square, area equal to 4 pi r square used in one of those questions with the error in the measurement of radius given as 2%. So delta A by A became 2 into delta R by R, that is exactly 2 into 2, 4% became the error in that particular problem. That's one type of problem. And then we had equation like z equal to a square b root c by d, etc. With the individual errors mentioned in the percentages, 2%, 1%, 3%, etc. And we got 2 delta a by a plus delta b by b plus half into delta c by c plus delta d by d, and individual percentages put there in the equation, giving us the answer like 11%, 12.5, 13%, etc. answers for such questions. So continuing that, let's see a few more different types of questions in this regard. Like voltage in a circuit or potential difference given as 3 volt plus or minus 0.1, 3 volt plus or minus 0.1, current given as say 1 ampere plus or minus 0.1. Find the error in the measurement of resistance, almost similar to our surface area, volume, etc. type questions. You know what is resistance equal to? Resistance, electrical resistance, you learned in high school. Voltage by current, V by I. Flow, potential difference upon current is resistance. So what is asked is error in the measurement of resistance, means delta R by R is asked. What is this equal to? Spandana present, no? Meghana. So this is like our Z equal to A divided B kind of thing. What is it? Delta V by V plus delta I by I becomes this delta R by R. What is delta V? That error factor mentioned along with the number 3 volt. That is delta V. So this is in the form of V plus or minus delta V actually. So delta V by V becomes 0.1 upon 3 plus delta I by I, once again 0.1 by 1, and that becomes 0.033 plus 0.1 itself, ultimately becoming 0.133 or 13.3%. You can take it as 13%. That is the error in the measurement of resistance. Is that correct? 1 by 3 is 0.33. So 0.1, I am putting 10 here, 0.033, and 0.1 by 2, 1, that is 0.1 itself. Adding, we get 0.133 or 13.3% is the error in the measurement of resistance. Clear? Similarly, error in the measurement of mass of a sphere, is 2%, and in radius is 1%. Find the error in the measurement of density. Error in the measurement of mass of a sphere is 2%, and in radius error is 1%. Find the error in the measurement of density. Slightly different looking question. All of you know what is the meaning of density? Sudeep, present?
By volume.
Mass by volume, correct. Density is equal to mass upon volume. And for a sphere, volume is given by 4 by 3 pi r cube. So this is a m by 4 by 3 pi r cube. And taking the error, if I take the symbol for density as d, delta d by d is asked, which is a delta m by m plus Meghana. For the 4 by 3 pi r cube, what I should write in the right side? Nidishri, what we can write? No. 4 by 3 pi etc. is not counted at all in the error measurement. Only we have to
3
see that
into delta r by r.
3 multiplied by delta r upon r. So whether that powered number, cube or square, in the denominator or numerator, whatever that will not alter the number what we write here. If it is r cube in the numerator also, 3 into delta r by r, denominator also same thing, 3 into delta r by r. Delta m by m is given as a 2%, and 3 into 1%. Finally, it becomes how much? 5% error in the measurement of density. So these questions look slightly different, but basically no difference. You should know the exact link, like density is equal to mass by volume. These are all very basic connections. Or resistance is equal to voltage by current. And some typical formulae like volume of a sphere as 4 by 3 pi r cube, surface area 4 pi r square. Similarly, for a hollow cylinder, what is the surface area? 2 pi r l. L is the length. 2 pi r l. Correct. So what is the volume formula for cylinder? No. That is for sphere 4 by 3 pi r cube. For a cylinder,
1 by 3 pi r square h.
No. That is for cone you are telling. So for cylinder, it is just a pi r square L. Pi r square cross sectional area. L length becomes a volume of a cylinder. So this way, knowing some typical formulae, we can find out the error in the measurement. No. Correct. All measured quantities. Length is measured in that. R is measured. So you will have the individual errors mentioned for that. The numbers like 4, 2, etc., pi, what you get, they do not have any errors. They are standard things. But measured ones, radius measured, length measured, mass measured using the instruments. So measured quantities will have some errors always because of the imperfections I mentioned. Maybe least count, at least least count error will be there in all instruments, and some imperfections you can have, like I mentioned about scale slightly cut and giving you a wrong reading all the time. Systematic error happens. Or in the case of a current measuring device, if you take, here is a 0 actually, 0, but needle instead of staying on 0, it may be permanently staying on this number, next one, say 0.5, etc. So when actually current is 1, it is showing 1.5 now because it is not starting from 0, starts from 0.5. So 1.5 actually is to be taken as 1 in this case, 2.5 as 2. So that is an error in that because it is not staying on 0 in the beginning. So this way, instrument when has some such imperfection, our readings are not definitely correct. Some correction factor may have to be applied for such readings. And for that reason, we are mentioning these errors along with the answer. So at least that the divisions on the scale, what least measurement can be done, that will be the cause of some small errors. And hence these estimations of the errors should be accompanying the answers. Here if the resistance is asked, I asked here only error in the measurement of resistance. If resistance is asked, what is the answer? V by I, that is 3 by 1, R, 3 ohm it comes. 3 ohm plus or minus 13.3% becomes the answer. So you have to see the question, is it about the particular quantity and error or simply error? So two different answers can be mentioned, or sometimes both are mentioned. So if a question is about resistance, R asked, it should be 3 ohm, 3 by 1, plus or minus 13.3% or simply 13%, round of number, becomes the answer for resistance in this particular question. Or here also, mass is not given only here, exact value. So if mass is given and rate is given, you can find the density also. That density plus or minus 5% will be the complete answer for the presentation part regarding the value and the corresponding accompanying errors. Is that clear? Online students? Meghana,
Yes, sir.
Spandana?
Yes, sir.
Okay, two facts I mentioned regarding the error alone or answer like density value and error, resistance value and error. So two questions are possible on the same data. See the question and write the answer. Here, of course, density calculation cannot be done unless mass is given as some kilogram, gram, etc. or volume value given. You can find density and then mention this 5% of that value becomes an error in that. Yesterday, I think it's Rakesh who mentioned about one question in the 2020 NEET linked with this topic. It's a very, very simple question, never before type question asked there actually on screw gauge. In the case of a screw gauge, if any first few students is there, you will see in the college screw gauge, or second few people must have done the experiment on this. So what is the least count of screw gauge? Least count is given by pitch by
divided by
number of head scale divisions
total number of division.
on a circular scale or head scale. That is the
Division.
formula for least count. Now in 2021 question, what they have given is least count they have given as a 0.01 millimeter. And what is asked is pitch. And they have given this directly, number of HSD as 50. So what is the answer for pitch? As simple as the product of two numbers asked there. It is just a point, how much? 0.01 multiplied by 50. That is exactly for 1 shifting here, one place shifting, 0.1 into 5, 0.5 mm. Usually in screw gauge, 1 mm will be the pitch. There is 1 mm gap between the lines. But in this particular screw gauge, you have got one more small line between 0.5 mm is pitch. So this is one NEET question. We could never guess such questions can be asked in NEET prior to 2020 paper, and they've asked such a question also directly on the instrument. And one more very simple question is asked. Two questions are there on the same topic in 2020 paper. That theory we'll see now. The next one. Rakesh, presenter?
Yes, sir.
You asked no yesterday about this question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This only question.
Okay,
Sir.
so it's a very simple question. So nothing, even the things which I mentioned in the last class are necessary in this case. What you do in the lab in just 1 or 2 minutes, that is asked there in that. Now let me continue the theory part regarding significant figures and rounding of numbers. That is the end part of this topic actually, and some rules regarding placement of a few digits in the decimal part, or how many digits we should have in the final answer, etc. Some simple rules we have. First, let us see what do you mean by significant figures. Significant figures are defined as trustworthy numbers. Trustworthy numbers in a given situation or data or measured values. How many digits can be taken? For example, least count of vernier calipers. Vernier calipers is equal to 0. Any idea what is the least count of vernier calipers? You have done it. Value of one main scale division by number of vernier scale divisions. In 1 centimeter, you have there how many divisions?
0.01.
0.01 cm becomes the least count for that. You'll get 0.1 cm as 1 MST. 10 divisions on the vernier scale becomes 0.01 centimeter. Therefore, when you take a reading in vernier calipers, you can get a number like 4.73 centimeter. This is proper. You can have 2 digits in the decimal part. Clear? You cannot write 4.724 etc. It is wrong. You can have only 2 digits in the decimal part. And it may be 4.73 or maybe 12.72 etc. 2 numbers in the decimal part is allowed here. Here it may be 1 or 2 digits. So maybe 3 or 4 significant figures are possible in the presentation when you take vernier calipers. But here definite thing is in the decimal part you can have only 2 digits, not more than that in any case. So certain number of digits in the decimal part or totally that will be fixed in measurements or in the presentation part of any answer, and those trustworthy numbers are called significant figures. And if you take a speed of light, it may be given as 2.99 into 10 power 8 meter per second. So actual answer if you take it is 299 followed by 6 more zeros, 299. Then again 10 power 6 you will have if you write 299. But of those digits, how many? 9 digits. You can believe only 3 here. 3 digits. So 3 significant figures. Others are zeros. They may not be zeros actually. So after this 299, what 6 zeros you get, they are essentially not zeros. There can be some numbers also. But we are not sure of these numbers in the measurement. Our devices used there for this measurement do not give us permission to believe these numbers. There can be slight variations. So trustworthy numbers are only 3 in this. So there are 3 significant figures if it's presented like this. Suppose someone has some better measurement of it and says that he is capable of giving this 4th digit accurately, then it may be 2.990. 2.990 into 10 power 8 if it is written. That means 4 significant figures. Even if it is 0, when 0 is written here, as if the number coming to that place is known, then it becomes a 4 significant figures. Understood? So this is one example I gave, and one more example can be given like this: 2.330 into 10 power minus 4 if it's given. Then also how many significant figures are there? 3. Don't think that only two non-zero digits are there. It's 2SF. But again, 0 is mentioned here. Although 0 is not having a value, when you present this way, the third digit here is known. He is sure of this number. It is exactly 0 in his measurement. So this is a 3 significant figures number. So that way, in the presentation part, we can understand how many significant figures are there in those numbers. Correct, correct. If it's 3 significant figure case, you can have a 1.0 into 10 power minus 2, etc. number also. Then it is a 2 significant figures. It may be 0 or 1 or 2, whatever the number. So how many digits including 0 come in that when you write into 10 power something, they are the significant figures in this kind of presentation. And this type of presentation with the 10 power positive or negative number is called scientific notation. An important thing it is. Scientific notation. In physics, normally we write the answers or numbers if it's containing more than 3 digits, 3, 4, 5 digits. We don't write all the numbers as you get in your calculator. We just write a point after 1 digit and 1 or 2 digits there. 10 power, a suitable power. For example, if number is 4008.3, we can write this as a 4.0083 into 10 to the power of how many? 3. When I multiply by 1000, it will be shifted by 3 place here. 4008.3 I'll get. So this is called scientific notation. Point put after 1 digit and 10 raised to 2, a suitable power. Similarly, if it is number 0.00824, how can we write this as? 8.24 into 10 to the power of minus 3 now. 0.008, 10 power minus 3. Once again, 3 significant figures are there in this 824 trustworthy numbers in the presentation part. Here, how many significant figures? I'll come to that now. Rule. In this case, all 5 are significant figures if it's presented like this. Unless you are sure of this 5th number, you should not write like this. If you are sure of only 3, it should have been 4.01 because 08 you have to round it off as 1. Or if it is 4 digit case, 4.008 should have. If you are having all 5 here, that means 5 significant figures are there in this case. So I'll mention the rules, then you can clearly understand. So some general points and examples I have mentioned here regarding significant figures. Let us see those 5 important rules for understanding how many significant figures are there in a given number. Rules. Number 1, all non-zero digits are significant. Non-zero digits are significant. So in a given number, all are non-zero means automatically they are all significant. It's very simple. No zero comes here in this. Secondly, zeros between 2 non-zero digits are always significant. Zeros between 2 non-zero digits are significant. What is the meaning of that? You have got here only how. See these 2 zeros. These are significant or not? Following this rule number 2, they are the zeros coming in between 4 and 8. They are significant here along with other non-zero digits. So we get how many significant figures? 5 significant figures in this case. Or if you take an example here, 1.0045. How many significant figures here? 5. 5, yes, sir. Okay, third rule. Trailing zeros in a non-decimal number are not significant. Not significant. Trailing zeros are not significant in a non-decimal number. What is the meaning of this? Example for this, 2000 has how many significant figures as per this rule? These are trailing zeros, following zeros. How many significant figures are there? Only one, because these are not significant as per this rule. They are trailing zeros. There is only one significant figure, which can also be written as 2 into 10 to the power of 3. So there is only one significant figure in this. Understood? And in 35,000, how many? Only two significant figures. Again, these are not significant. Only these two are significant. Two. You can write this as 3.5 into 10 power 4 or 35 into 10 power 3, whatever that. There are only two significant figures in this. Rule number 4. Leading zeros in a decimal number are not significant. What is the meaning of that? 0.00485 if you take. These are leading zeros, means coming ahead of the non-zero digits after decimal point. These are significant or not? See here what is given. Not a significant again. Into 10 power minus, we can write this as 4.85 into 10 to the power of minus 3. No, so there are only 3 significant figures. So always, if you write in scientific notation, you will have less confusion. Raise 10 to the suitable power, plus or minus number, then automatically you will get the number of digits which are significant in that. 0.000750. What about this? This 0 I should not put now. One more rule is there. 0.000705. How many? 3.
3.
This 0 is significant. These 3 are not, because 0 between non-zero digits. That is significant, but not the first 3. So it becomes a 3 significant figure case. 7.05, 10 power minus 4. Also you can write this as. Point is there in that? I am mentioning that 5th rule now. That's why I cut that one. I have to give the rule for that. That is the last one. They're called as trailing zeros in a decimal number. Here, trailing zeros in a non-decimal number, they are not significant. I already mentioned this one. Like this 2000, 35,000, etc. But trailing zeros in a decimal number are significant. So trailing zeros, following zeros in a decimal number are significant. Example, 0.0700 has how many significant figures? 3. This first 0 is not significant, but these two are. So 3 significant figure case it becomes. Or 0.002080 has how many? 4. These two are not but these two are, so 4 significant figures are there in this. Is it clear? Rakesh, Spandana,
Yes, sir.
Meghana? Okay. I'll give some numbers now. You have to give me the answer as I call your names. Huh? Spandana, 3.0508 has how many significant figures? You can see the number 3.0508. I think it's a very simple question.
5.
5, correct. 5 significant figures are there in this. $20,500. Swati is present.
No, sir. Swat is not present.
Okay, okay, okay.
3, sir.
Who's that? Rakesh? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. 3 significant figures. Sudeep present? Huh?
4 significant figures.
No, your voice is not clear. Some problems there in the device. Huh? 0.3050.
4, sir.
4, correct. 4 significant figures, right. These two zeros are significant. This is 0 between two numbers and this is trailing decimal number. So 4 S of case it is. 4. .080 has a 2 significant. First one is not having any significance, but next one has in this case. Okay. These rules you have written. You'll get one printed copy also later. For this. Round off numbers to significant figures. Following the simple common sense rules you have learned in high school about this. Like I have a number 2.7536. I want it to be rounded off to 3 numbers. Then what is the rule? So 2, 3 significant figures I want to round it off. What is the rule? 3 is the 5th one is 3rd one here. Next number, if it is less than 5, what's the rule? Ignore it. You retain this number as 5 itself. Or instead of 5, I think better I make it 6. Okay, 6 because 5 is a confusing number. 2.76. I will ignore this one. It becomes simply 2.76 itself as a 3 significant figure number. Instead of 3, if it were 6 or 7, 8, etc., I should have written this as a 2.77. 77. Raise it by 1. So when the number next to the required significant figure number, like 3 means here, fourth one, if it is less than 5, ignore it. More than 5, raise the least significant number. This is called a least significant figure. Here, sixth, third one it is. So that has to be raised by 1 if the next number is more than 5. The retained as it is if that number next to least significant figure is less than 5. That is a rule, simple rule. 1.836. Once again to 3 significant figures. What I have to write now? This is now least significant figure, LSF. I have to raise it by 1 because next number is 6 here. Therefore, the answer becomes 1.84 in this case. So rule is very simple. The number next to least significant figure, if it is more than 5, raise that least significant figure by 1. If that number to be dropped is less than 5, simply drop it and retain the number as it is. Right now? Correct. That is a rule now. Third rule. So 2 rules I have given 2 examples here. One retained, other one raised here. Third example I will give for that. There you have got 2 possibilities as per rules. If the number comes like 4.835, 4.835. So again I want it to be converted as 3 significant figures. Now if it's more than 5, we raise this 3 by 1. Less than 5, we drop it simply. Retain the number as it is. But if it is a 5, there are 2 possibilities. If it's an odd number followed by 5, then you raise it by 1. Instead of 3, 5, if it were 4, 5 or 6, 5 or 8, 5, we retain it as it is. So 2 rules are made, sub rules for number to be dropped as a 5. Number next to the significant figure digit is that is LSF, least significant figure is a 5. When least significant figure is odd number, you raise it by 1. If it is even number, retain as it is. So in this case, I have to write it as a 4.84. That is the answer. And if it is 6.745, I should write this as simply 6.74. We simply drop that 5 because it is even number. 4, 5, 6, 5, 8, 5, 2, 5. Number is written as it is. 3, 5, 1, 5, 5, 5, 7, 5, 9, 5. We raise it by 1. And lastly, I have to mention 2 simple rules. And on one of those rules, again, 2020 paper has a question. Online students, you must have got one synopsis on this topic now, or you may get soon. You can see all these points discussions in that. So I'm not giving statements now, just read that. Examples I have mentioned for these rules about significant figures and rounding off numbers. Any particular question or number you have? Okay, let's go to the last 2 rules in this topic about presentation of an answer. In multiplication or division, using calculator, you may get an answer like 7.32500 6 etc. Some 8 or 10 or 12 digits you'll get. You sometimes students give all these numbers as answer. That is not correct. You have to confine it to just 3 or 2 or 4, etc. One particular number, you have to round it off actually, seeing the data. For example, you have multiplied two numbers, 2.75 and 1.2. This product, or 756 I have. Take the product. It comes 12, 6, 72, 67, 84, 90, 24, 33. I think it is 33072, 14. So 3.3072 is my answer for this. I am not supposed to write answer as 3.3072. According to rules, significant figures you have to see in the data. Here we have got 4 significant figures. Here you have a 2. So your answer must be of 2 significant figures only. The least one is taken as a reference. You may have 5, 6 different numbers in that calculation linked with the multiplication, division, etc. Of them, you look for least significant figures. And that is the reference now for us to give the answer. Our answer cannot exceed the significant figures in the number with the least significant figures. Understood? This is for multiplication as well as division. Something like, if you have got one more example, I'll give, like 4.28 divided by 1.053, etc. You'll get some answer. Approximately, say it comes like 4.218, something like that you'll get. So your answer should have how many digits now? 3, because this is 3 significant figure number here. The numerator or denominator, anywhere. Look for least significant figure case, and that is a reference now for us. And we have to stop the number of digits to 3 only as the answer in this case. So that is a rule in the multiplication as well as division, to stick to the number of significant figures in the answer as the number of significant figures with the least case in the data, the given numbers. But for addition or subtraction type questions, this is not the rule. That is a very important thing you have to see here. For addition and subtraction, we have a different rule. Addition or subtraction, this is not the rule. Addition and subtraction, what is the rule here? I'll give first example. 1.204 added to 2.3 14.16. You have to add them. So this is the question now. Addition. 4, 6, 16, 17.4664 I am getting. Correct? But the rule says that answer should be only how much? No, not 2. Answer should be 17.66. So if I round it off, I can write 17.7 as the answer. I should have only 1 digit in the decimal part. That is the rule. It is not about significant figures. Here we have 2. Here we have 4. Here also we have 4. Or I'll make it 5 if you want. 1, 0. So number is not different. But I have got 5 here. This is 5. This is 2. This is 4. But I am not having 2 significant figures in my answer. I am having 3 actually. So this rule is not carrying for significant figures in addition or subtraction. What it carries for is number of digits in the decimal part. That should be only 1. That is for the least case here. Here we have 4 digits in the decimal part. Here we have 1. Here we have 2. So go for the least, that is 1. So my answer should have only 1 digit in the decimal part. That is the rule. Is it clear? Same thing for subtraction also. In the subtraction case, second example, subtraction of say 0.14 from 4.308 I have to make. I get 8, 6, 1 gone there, so 2 minus 1, and of course 4. 4.168 I get, correct? No, some mistake is there. Is it 2 minus 1, 168? Correct, no? Correct, correct. Okay, this is the answer now. So I should have again 4 point, what is the answer? Same rule. 168 I can round it off. 17, 4.17 is the answer. Is it clear? Because I have got again 2 digits here in the decimal part. There I had 1, so I have to stop with 1 number. Now I have 2 here as a least case. There I have 3, here 2. So answer can have 2 significant figures. I mean 2 digits in the decimal part. Again significant figures 2, I am getting 3. So that is not the binding here to decide the number of digits in the answer. It can be more. In fact, I can have still bigger number. Something like if I got 100 here, then I'll have a 104 here. So 104, much bigger number I'm having now. Because when the rule is 2 digits required in the decimal part here, no restriction regarding the number of digits in the integral part. So I'm having answer as 104.168. I should write 104.17. 5, here is just 2. Okay, here also 5, no problem. That's 5. But the decimal part number, that is a criteria here. And I'm getting answer as 104.17 in this case. So on this idea of addition or subtraction rule, there was a question, such a simple question, like exact question asked in the exam is something like 9.9 meter. 2020 NEET question. They had 9.99 meter subtracting 0.0099. This answer was asked. What do you get then? Zeros. 1, 0, 8, 9. So answer becomes, what is the answer? These zeros are actually just for calculation purpose. The given data has just 2 digits. Therefore, answer is 9.98. That's all. 9.98 meter becomes the answer here. Because there are 2 digits as the least significance case in the data. Therefore, answer becomes 9.98 meter in this case. So both questions asked are so simple on this topic. Earlier, I don't remember any case time they are asking 2 questions on this chapter actually. 1 question asked many times, but 2 are asked and they are very simple questions this time in 2020 paper on units and dimensions. So that is about units, dimensions, errors, significant figures, rounding off numbers, and some rules in the final presentation of answers. For multiplication and division, one particular rule, addition, subtraction, a different rule. Keep in mind all these things. In the next class, tomorrow, you may get one small test for about 15-20 minutes or so. Then I'll discuss that paper. So just learn these things. You can see in different books also, questions connected with this. Keep in mind all these points and be ready. Online students as well as offline students. Tomorrow morning, you'll have that small test, and after that, explanation for that. So it may be just around 15 or 20 questions, I think, for about 15-20 minutes only. And then remaining time, we'll discuss that.